Make sure everybody's happy. Make sure we're good. Check in here. Check in the chat. Okay, today's going to be fun. We're going to be playing some more games. Why not, right? Why not? Why not play some games? Oh my goodness, Twitter is down. Wait, the twitter.com URL doesn't work anymore. That's wild. Anyways, checking on the live stream here, making sure we're actually live. Looks like we are. Okay, the 3 games we're going to play are in the description, but we're not going to vote yet. We're going to vote at the very end of today's live stream just to double check. Hello, Duke. Hello, Tataru. I think that's what it is. But yeah, we'll vote at the end of today's live stream on the best game. The goal of these live streams is to give feedback to game developers, help developers know what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. I like to play games like an idiot. That's because I am an idiot. But we're going to play games like an idiot. And the reason why is because that's who's going to bring you down in the Steam reviews. The people who they skipped through dialogue, they got bored, they didn't read the instructions. You gotta kind of cater to this base layer of morons. Okay? So we're gonna do that. Hey, huge thank you. Huge thank you to I'm going to try to say this really fast here. Adam, Rob, Zach, Brandon, Marco, Joseph, Azier, Zachary, Patrick, Chris, Austin, Gavin, Robert, Chad, Erico, and Robert, you're going to get there you're on there twice for some reason. Wanted to say huge thank you for joining 2D Art Pro. Guys, I have extended the sale. Because there was a handful of seats left. And I figured might as well just extend this thing for another day or so, just to let everybody who wanted to enroll. I think there was 50 seats available. I think there's less than like 25 left. So check it out below. See if it's something you're interested in. You're going to learn from an actual indie game developer. That's me, who's on his 3rd commercial release. And I've done 2D games that were featured by Time Magazine, Washington Post, with my own illustration style. And then I've also done 3D games. That's what I'm currently finishing up right now, which is called Twisted Tower. And that's this 3D art course here. You're going to get that completely free. I honestly think these are the best courses for you if you want to learn how to do game art. And the reason why is because, sure, there's a ton of other ways to learn art, whether it's YouTube videos or Skillshare or Udemy. The reason why these courses are the best for you is because you're only going to learn what you need to know, and you're going to learn from an actual indie developer, right? I'm going to give you the exact information you need, and I'm not going to include all the other crap that people think is necessary for 2D art and 3D art. So click the link below, join hundreds of other students, and get 25% off, and also get the 3D Art Pro course completely free. There's also a pixel art course that I've thrown in completely free as well. Okay, guys, let's go. Come on in. The first game, ladies and gentlemen, let me post this on my Twitter, actually. I'm live now playing your games. Yeah, what's the first game we're going to play? Let's take a look here. The first game we're going to play today, if I open up Steam, you know what's funny? It takes Steam forever to load. Is it just me? Even pressing the Steam, like if I type in Steam and click it on the search menu, it takes forever to load. It doesn't even indicate that it is loading. It's very frustrating. Okay, Alexander said something nasty. Did you say something nasty to Mr. Thomas here? Let's see here. The rare place where I can go to get general information for game dev, the tool that doesn't matter, and yes, rar man, what I can listen, LOL, and yes, curse, it is for must, LOL. So you didn't say anything that was mean or nice. I don't know what you just said. Let's go ahead and jump into our Steam library here. We're going to start with the very first game, No, I'm going to start with Slimy. We're going to start with Ghost Let Me Go! Hit play here and take a look. I'm going to guess this is a Unity game. Anyone with a brain would use Unity or Godot. There it is. All right. Oh, here we go. What? No. There we go. Is Twisted Tower using 100% original art? I would say 90%. We use a lot of assets, but that's still, it's a huge game, so there's a ton of assets. 90% of them are original. And I'm not going to sit here and say they're mine. I was the art director, and I was the director of the game. I may go in and do a game that is completely Thomas Brush's style of 2D art, or maybe even 3D, but I worked with a team member for Twisted Tower, and his name was Felipe. All right, you guys ready to roll? This is made by someone who knows what they're doing. Oh, almost. So this is an issue, and this is why making games for console, I'm sorry, for gamepad and also keyboard and also mouse is so challenging. Because if I have my mouse here and then I press over, you'll see that they're both selected. And this is such a difficult thing to figure out. Especially if you're doing it custom. If you use Unity's built-in UI, it's a little bit easier. So you just got to bear in mind that this kind of stuff can be a problem. I don't even know if I press space on this, will it try and save 2 game files? I don't know. The pulsing one is the one selected. Also, I'd like a sound when I select it with my mouse. It does it with the keyboard, but not the mouse. Okay, let's go. Oh, I love that transition. Give me Kirby vibes all day long. This is awesome. I guess we're gonna click. Whoops. Oh! I jumped into the world. Music is so important, guys. Let's go! It's so... Oh, this feels good. Oh, smart. So if I press and hold space, I go super high. If I do it quick, it's a short jump, which is really important. Whoa. Who is that? Oh, look, it teaches me. So he deflects me. Can I jump on you? It feels really good. Game feel is so important, guys. So what's the one thing about the game feel that I think is the most valuable in this case, in this game, is I think it might be the downward change of the blob as I fall. I like how there's a sort of a tail that goes up when I start to fall. That kind of stuff is so valuable. Who are you? Jump on his head. Sound is great. I haven't killed anything yet. Uh-oh, we're breaking a little bit of a rule here. That I'm not... There's 2 rules that are broken here. This is just... might be nitpicky, but I wanted to let the developer know. These trees need to be black. They really shouldn't be the same color as the blue trees back there in the midground. They should be darker as we come closer to the foreground. Also, they're covering way more than the player's width. I think you could probably fit 5 players into the width of those trees. So you really don't want to cover the player that much. So, when it comes to these kind of games, I guess you could get away with not giving me story and not giving me a setup. This game would be so much more valuable with a setup, in my opinion, okay? A tiny little setup with some kind of beautiful music like you might hear in Mario or Yoshi's Island with black text. The setup should basically tell us 3 things. Well, it should really tell us who, what, when, where, and why about this character. And also, it should tell us if we understand this world. Do we understand this world or not? It's probably best to say you don't understand the world, or there's something about the world that's new and unique to the character that the character doesn't understand. So an example of this could be the character's hometown is suddenly invaded by these strange pink walking things, and he doesn't know what they are. They have 5 little fingers and ears and eyes. They're so strange. All this slime guy knows is the slime world. Suddenly humans are now in this world and he doesn't understand what's going on. Something like that. His child is missing. His child got abducted. Something giving me a motivation and an incentive to keep playing. Right now, I don't care at all. And in fact, it's more important than ever with a slime character to create incentive and some kind of sympathy for this character, because right now, I don't care about slime at all. I really don't care about this character. And that's going to hurt the experience because players are going to quit. They're going to quit when they get frustrated, which is totally fine to make up the player frustrated every once in a while. That's what making a difficult game is. But if I don't care about the character, I'm not going to keep playing. So give me a reason to care, okay? And maybe I missed the story. I don't know what happened. But I don't know what's going on. So that's the biggest gripe I have with this game is I don't care. But it looks really good. Feels good. Game feels awesome. Color theory is incredible. The artwork is really, really awesome, honestly. Okay. Let's try again. Yeah, the artwork's really awesome. But I don't care. Do you guys care? Because I don't care. What's this? Hello? I don't think I can go over there yet. This is really well made. Man, you know, it makes me think like what I would do if I was the developer is, look at that dance. If I was the developer, I'd do 3 things. First thing, give me a reason to care about this character with some kind of cutscene or introduction. Number 2, I would make sure that the developer clarifies to me if the blob knows what's going on in this world. I really need to know if I sympathize with this character, and it's so hard to sympathize with a character that doesn't tell you if they understand the world. And then finally, number 3, regardless of if this game gets a lot of wish lists or not, I think it should be finished. This game needs to be finished so that the developer can move on to the next game and take all of their understanding of game feel and balance and color theory and art and music and sound, because this developer is clearly incredibly gifted. Take all those things and put it into a hook that actually hooks people, because slime in a Kirby's Dream Land world isn't particularly hooky in this day and age. So that's just my opinion. But if I was the developer, I would definitely finish this game. That's not fair. Okay. So we don't have a ton of time today, but that was pretty great. Let's move forward with the next game. I want to play a game called Dude, Where Is My Beer? A New Hop demo. It's a big title. I would never remember that, ever. I don't think I would ever remember this title name. Dude, Where Is My Beer? A New Hop. There's 2 jokes in one. It looks great. I just think that the title's a little heavy. Dude, Where's My Beer? A New Hop. Great music. So I haven't heard any sound from now all the way to the menu. I want to hear something, like a little click of the bottle caps. All I hear is music. A click sound, cling, or like a coin toss, ching. Okay. That's funny. All characters in this game are fictitious. Any resemblance to real persons, living dead, or regretting last night's choices is purely coincidental. That's funny. Great sound. Hey there! Just one question. Have you played Dude, Where's My Beer? That game was released a few years... Okay, so this is a sequel. Never mind to my feedback about Dude, Where's My Beer? Okay. Wait, is there a first game? Yeah, you should try it. I would recommend you play that one first, but it's up to you. Now let me introduce you to the story, my mission, and the navigation. Tell me about the story, buddy. Okay, so I kind of wish there was a sound or a sound or even voice acting. My bus made a technical resting stop here for a few minutes, and I decided to have a nice cold Pilsner while I wait for our journey to resume. But guess what? There aren't any Pilsners around. Apparently a guy called the Master Brewer banned them. I've been walking around all over town searching for one to no avail. It seems that it's now popular to drink these weird hoppy bitter beer with fruit, maybe even vegetables that don't taste very good. The world's just not the same anymore. That's the story? That doesn't sound like much. Didn't you pay attention? There aren't any Pilsners around, just snobbish craft beers. It's a big deal. But also remember that girl at the end of part 1? She wanted some Pilsner too. If I managed to get it for her, I'm sure I could conquer her heart. Ah, a Pilsner-loving babe. Who wouldn't fall in love? That's the... Okay, what's wrong with those beers? Oh, no, nothing's wrong with them. Except that they taste like a dirty mop and smell like cat urine. Even a Bud Light mixed with soap would taste better. I don't know if we're allowed to use that word, Bud Light, in a game without some kind of trademark or copyright issue. At least the price of 3 regular beers. I really miss a good old Pilsner like the ones our dads used to drink. I see. My goal is clear. I want a Pilsner. After finding the empty Pilsner bottle at the end of part 1, I realized that was the only way to get one. The only way to get one is to enter the brewing contest. Apparently I can brew my own beer there, and supposedly anyone can enter. Maybe I could try to brew my own Pilsner from scratch. How tough can it be? It's just boiling some grain after all. Let's see how it goes. So, I understand this is a story game. I understand this is sort of point and click. I understand this is a dialogue game. I kind of wish I could do something before all this exposition, especially for streamers. You know, streamers, they want to play something and get moving, because right now, as a streamer streaming this game, I feel anxiety about you guys. And so you gotta cater to streamers these days. If you want your game to get played, you need to cater to what they want. Streamers are probably thinking, I kind of want to get through this dialogue so I can play. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my audience. All right, show me how navigation works. All right, the navigation. Down below, you can see the action menu. To the left, you can see all the action commands you can do. And to the right is your inventory bar. It's all pretty much straightforward. It's all pretty straightforward. Okay, let's test the gameplay. I like this sort of breaking the third wall here. Click on the action command look at. Perfect. Now you can click on something that you want to look at. Let's try clicking that sign over there. Calling all brewers and beer enthusiasts. Join our exciting brewing contest and showcase your skills. The winning beer will have the honor of being the next hype beer style for our town. Unleash your creativity and craft any beer style to your desire. Any beer style? That means Pilsner. Get brewing and make your mark on our town's beer scene. Register for free today at the Oslo Visitor Center. I want to go register. Okay, sure. Now let's get ready. Let's get that Pilsner. Okay, good. So yeah, if I was the developer, what I would do is I'd be very nervous about people dropping off in the first 5 minutes because all I saw was a static shot. I would create some kind of intro where I'm walking out of my apartment or something. And I can move around and just feel like I have control. What's interesting to me is, I mean, I guess I understand the controls here, but what I would do if it were me, if it were my game, I wouldn't have different options here. I would just have it change depending on what I click. So if I click that, I can go read it. If I click here, I'll just walk. Which it looks like that's what it does. So I don't quite know what the point of these are. But yeah, we'll keep exploring here. Hey, Gray November, how are you? So I think I need to go to the city. It doesn't sound smart. I need to go to like the city center or something. But let's see if we can look at this. It's a bottle of mustard from the brand, I don't know. What's this poster? Kissing couple. Can we talk to them? They're busy. So yeah, a couple things here. Art style is awesome. Color theory is great. You can kind of see that limitation in color is what makes things look beautiful. This is kind of a universal rule. So you can see the developer has chosen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically only 5 or 6 colors. And they're basically just lightness and saturation shifts of blue, red, and yellow. That's basically it. Yeah, I am a little sleepy playing this game. But look, guys, you know, this is the thing. Even if I don't like this genre, which I don't, it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not my genre. Okay, there's the visitor center. Alrighty. Hi, bro. How can I help you today? I need to register for the brewing contest. Can you help me with that? Brewing contest, eh? I love beer. If you enter the contest, could you brew a fresh hopped mango imperial pale ale with Norwegian organic salmon and strawberry jam for me? It's my favorite beer, but they discontinued it. It sounds disgusting. Well, it's not. I would leave it my post just to have a taste of it. Why don't you brew it yourself? I'm too lazy. It figures. So, can I register for the contest here? Sure, bro. Just ask any clerk. All right. Girlfriend. Let's go. Why? I'm a socially awkward person that cannot speak to strangers unless I have some alcohol inside of me. Better get that Pilsner. So, wait, what? What about him? He looks familiar. So I gotta go get a Pilsner first before I can talk to anybody. Um, so I gotta go get a Pilsner, but I wanted to brew a Pilsner? So are you guys following that? I'm not very into tacos. Let's not. So I need to get a Pilsner if I'm going to sign up to brew a Pilsner? Yeah, so I would get rid of this. I wasn't sure if this is some, like, classic genre that I'm not aware of. But having all these actions here is very bizarre to me. The game would be so much more interesting if the UI did not exist. There was no UI, and I just saw this. And you could talk, you can click, you can look at, you can push, you can pull, you can open, you can close, you can give by just clicking. Okay, so we need to go find a Pilsner. But, okay, now I can go over here. I'm not sure why I can, but okay. We need to go get a Pilsner. And I also wish that when I clicked a little whoop appeared. Just a little subtle reminder that the game can actually sense that I'm clicking. Are you kidding me? It's Brew Ball Nordic Finals week. The Purples were drafting. You and your Brew Ball obsession. You missed the yeast explosion in the eggs and bacon brew. Wait, you mean the TV Norge breakfast show with Hillstrom? No, I'm talking about the brewing show. It was a DDH New England IPA brewed with actual eggs and bacon. Eggs in the mash? That's a rookie mistake. All that protein probably drove the yeast crazy. So I'm not sure what I just read there, but that's probably because I wasn't paying attention. I will say, this happens more times than not with indie developers. It's really, really hard to tell a story with games. And I'm going through this right now with my own game, where it's just so hard to make it click for players. So, all I'm going to ask is this in the chat. Do you understand what that conversation was? Yes or no? Yes or no? So can I use this? Okay, I can drink beer. Okay. That's all I needed to do? That's funny. Now that I'm drinking, you can see my blood alcohol content rising on the beerometer at the top right corner. Oh, funny. You can always see how drunk you are here. Maybe it can affect your decisions and results of your actions. Good luck, and remember, drink responsibly. Okay, so I think that's good. He said he needed a Pilsner. Did I just drink a Pilsner? So the answer was no. You guys said no, no, and then about brewing beer and the ingredients, I suppose. All right, maybe I'm drunk enough to talk to this chick. What's wrong with your computer? They upgraded the system and everything is so slow now. Nothing works as it should. That must be problematic. It's time-consuming and exasperating. Have you tried turning it off and on? I told you I'm not doing that. I want to register for the brewing contest. Ah, yes, let's see. Brewing contest, brewing contest. Sorry about this. Since they upgraded the system, I can't find anything. Ah, brewing contest. Here we go. The brewing contest 567 is arranged by the Oslo municipality. Blah, blah, blah. The winning beer will be the new trend for the next season. Interesting. Blah, blah, blah. For requisites, click here. Let's see. Loading. Why did they upgrade this system? Everything was working well before. This new software update is awful. Have you tried turning it off and on? I told you I'm not doing that. Okay, is the visitor using the registry? Blah, 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 blah. What? This is demo version. Yes, demo version. Where can I get a brewing certificate? Okay, so I need to get a brewing certificate. Okay. Yeah, I think we've got a good idea of this game, guys. I think we're ready to move on to the next one. Something strange is happening to me. It has happened before. I'm getting sober again. You can see my blood alcohol content level dropping. Funny. Yeah, are you guys ready to move on to the next game? Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next game. I'll say that I like the art style. I think the mood and the vibe is working, and that's no small feat. You know, it's very difficult for a lot of indie developers to have a game that has a vibe that's cohesive, and I think it's done really, really well. I think there's a lot more to that game than we played, but like I said at the beginning of the stream, we're gonna be playing, well, like normal Steam players, the base layer, people who jump in and they want to get entertained in the first 5 minutes. And I wasn't. And so I think that what we need to do is, if I was the developer, is I'd give something rewarding, that's exciting, that's funny, and very interesting right away. There was a lot of text, and you got to really commit to playing this game. The people who are going to commit to playing this game are two different kinds of people. Number one, people who've played the first Dude, Where's My Beer? Or number two, they love this genre. If you want to sort of broaden, though, and get outside of that niche a little bit and get people who might maybe be interested in the art style or the story, you might want to give them something. Give them a reward, make it interesting within the first 5 minutes. So, what do you guys think in the chat? What do you think? Let's try and help this developer out. I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's just a little slow and a little gray for me. Okay, before we move on to the next game, I wanted to just remind you that you can get 25% off my 2D art program and get my 3D art program completely free using the link below. I decided to extend this sale event for another day or so just because there are some seats left. So be sure to check it out and join hundreds of students worldwide to get my art programs and my 3D art program completely free. Yeah, it's pretty niche, and so it's not necessarily something we have to fix or change. But if you want to broaden that audience, you could do it by giving us something very quick and snappy and fun and funny and interesting right away. That did take a while to get started. But, you know, if that's what the developer wants, they want this slow build, and they want to stick to the sort of genre tropes of these late 90s, early 2000s point-and-click games, go for it. All right, this next game is called, boy, that is hard to read. I'm going to gamble that says Omno, but that is a rough font. I'm not going to lie. That's just my opinion, though, so let's give a little vote for the developer. Yes or no? That's a difficult font to read. Yes or no? Because I could read it as Aono. I could read it as Io. That's rough. I don't know if I like that. Yes, that's hard to read. No, it's fine. Let me know in the chat. This is for the developer. Yes, that's hard to read. No, it's fine. Yes, hard to read. No, it's fine. Jay says no. Leo, Foxite, Darktree. Hey, developer. Change your logo. That's really, really rough. A lot of times these artsy games are, and I make artsy games, by the way. It's always design over functionality, design over functionality, design over functionality, or readability. It should be reversed. I would say, and I'm learning this, but a mature developer, they prioritize accessibility, functionality, over design. It doesn't mean that you disregard design. It's that you're going to put it first. And that's so hard to read. Okay. Let's go ahead and play this. Press any key to start. Ooh, that's good music. I wish there was a sound. I just want to enjoy this. That idle stance could have a little bit more motion. He looks static, but I know he's not static. Let's hit new game here. Wish there was a sound with his staff touching the ground. It's those subtle things that are so important at the very first, 3 minutes of a game. Yeah, that was a good sound. That little sound was great. Oh, see, there we go. We had a sound there. I don't like the motion blur. Oh, too bad. I really wish we could get rid of that motion blur. That motion blur feels unnecessary to me. Woo! That's quite nauseating. I would get rid of that if I was a developer. Put it in the options menu. Ooh, nice. Hey, I wish there was a sound there for when I jump and grab a ledge. Let's try again. Kind of wish his head was bigger. For some reason, his head feels too small to me. Graphics look incredible. Very nice. I like that the grass moves. Very good. Oh, okay. Okay, let's keep figuring out what's going on here. What's this? So the game feels a little bit static and flat. Now, it doesn't mean you have to make every element in your game interactable, but those first 5 minutes you want it to be very, very dynamic. So if I jumped into that, I want to hear whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Animation's awesome though. Check that out. Grass feels great. Hold jump to jump higher. Okay. We got a checkpoint. New journal entry, Freglets. Shy creatures, fond of swamps and boggy water. All right. I wish there was a sound here. Guys, I know you think I'm being nitpicky. That stuff is so valuable. Even pause menu. That stuff is so important. Heed the call. Set out on your journey. Follow the path of the light. Path to the light. So we're getting Journey vibes. We're getting, I don't know, am I allowed to say it? Thomas Brush vibes. I like it. Great sun shafts here. I am feeling like this is Unreal. But I could be wrong. I feel like this is Unreal though. Whoa, cool. Hello. I'm entitled. New journal entry. Marula. Semi-mythic. Glimpsed only rarely, perhaps once a decade. Subject to many stories. That's fun. Oh, man. That stuff is so important, guys. All you got to do is attach an audio clip to the menu when it activates, and then do play on awake, and it plays a sound. Uh-oh. Yeah, we have just sound issues. I would say this game feels very silent. But I want to hear moss on my feet, man. I want to smack that little shiny noggin right there. And I want to hear a jump sound. Yeah, I would say sound is our worst enemy for this game. The game is awesome, though. It feels incredible. It's very well done. Very, very well done. I would definitely say that this developer has Jonas Monk, or Jonas Monk, I'm not sure how to say it. This individual has talent, for sure. Omno is my name, and I ride the turtle's back. Great music. This game is so mysterious that I don't need a setup. I'm serious. Huh, ha, huh, ha, ha, huh, ha, huh. So that the sound of my staff is a little weak. Sound design is the worst, the lowest grade for this game. Everything else is great. The sound design is really rough. Or it's not really rough. The sound design is the worst part. So like when he raises his staff, it needs to be. So you want to hear every movement. But when he raises it, you notice it's silent. There's nothing. Also, I want to hear this guy's voice. Yeah! Something like that, right? We want to hear all the nitty-gritty sounds. Hey, buddy. Hello, Pyatt. How are you? Or Piotr? I'm gonna go on an adventure now. Yeah. Oh, don't drown myself again. That felt a little unfair, to be honest with you. Oh, my word, guys. Oh. As good as the music is, can you imagine this with some Hollow Knight music? Like Green Path? Oh, do I do it? Do I do it? So like this soaring orchestral, almost like it's a film. It's beautiful, but it doesn't necessarily drive me and make me want to keep playing. Whereas a song like Green Path from the Hollow Knights, obviously, you know, good luck ever getting a song as good as Christopher Larkin's, but like something like this, listen, hopefully the music isn't conflicting. I just can't mute the music. So it drives you, right? Whereas the music currently playing is beautiful, of course, but here, I'll turn the sound up. So this is like kind of Hans Zimmer-ish. Great for film, but for a game, I feel like we need like a something like something like that. But this is sort of just this slow, kind of sleepy. So I would say the music is beautiful, but man, I don't know if it's fitting the game. That's just my opinion. It's very subjective. Hello! Thank you for the gems. This is obviously a very good game. If anyone's curious what my thoughts are, it's very good. I'd get rid of the specular. That's just me. I would get rid of all the specular. If we're gonna use tune shading, and we're not gonna use, look at all this interactivity. I freaking love that stuff, man. Oh! That's great. No, yes. It's not necessarily more layers to the music. Look, in fact, I would argue that games like this, they have a delicate look. I know a little bit about these kind of games because this is kind of what my old games used to look like. Not 3D, but like this 2D vibe, or this sort of toony, simplistic vibe. You don't want too many layers necessarily, but you do want that, this sort of arpeggiated rhythm. And it's kind of sneaky. That, I mean, I could show you what I mean here. I wonder if any of my songs would actually work with this game. It probably would, just FYI. Let's take a look here. If we open up, let's say, Never Song, let's listen to Neverwood Cemetery. Here. There we go. So this is more of like a cave level, but this is kind of, if it were me, this is the kind of music I would have. Yep. Ooh, I need to get back to this style of game. I need to make another game like this. I'm feeling very inspired. This is a great song. Who wrote this? So yeah, so far so good. This game feels awesome. Gather more energy. Oh! Got it. Hello. Oh! What's this? Oh, he prays. Okay, come on. Whoa, cool. Guys, I think you should know that 90% of what I've said in the live stream for this game is all opinion. I think it's a great game, though. I don't think anything needs to change. I think the sound is a little... The sound could use some work. But, yeah. His hair looks like it's a bone. Yeah, it doesn't matter. turtles. Did you see that? It's a turtle. Oh, you got my brain gems. Oh, here's my brain gems. Yeah, I wish there was rhythmic music. Oh! Wait, whoa. I can't, wait, what? Those definitely need to wiggle, and I want to cut those so bad. Yeah, UI is good, actually. I would say all of this game is solid. It's a solid title. So I guess you need to jump on that quicker? Yeah. Oh! That. Okay, the coyote time is kind of rough. Oh, listen to that piano. A little bit of rhythm would go so far here. Oh! Yeah. Do you know what this game makes me think about? How I need to make a game like this again. I need to get done with Twisted Tower and move on. Yeah. Okay. Oh! I'm running! What is that? I seem to be alone on my way. Still I leave these messages behind for those who may wish to follow. For myself, for my memories. If only this endless rain would stop. What? So there's like storytelling there, but it's super abstract. This is great. One of the big things that I like to try and do with my art styles, a priority for me is time of day. I think time of day is super duper important to communicate with visuals, and if people can't guess some kind of relative time, like noon, evening, morning, I that always bothers me. I can't quite figure out the time here. It kind of feels like 11 a.m., but it kind of feels like 8 p.m. or like 7 p.m. I don't know. So, as beautiful as it is, I do wish that I could kind of figure out like what's the time, you know? Also, again with sound, another thing to keep in mind, guys, is this is so easy to do, but it's so many game developers forget this. If we open up, let me show you something, guys. Bog ambience. And ambience is so important. Give me just a sec here, guys. So it sound like this. It might be a little loud, but I'm trying to show you kind of what you can do. So, wow, it's like alive now. Yeah. Sound could make this game twice as good. Awesome. Very, very good. Great game, honestly. So let's go ahead and make a vote here, guys. We're gonna do a vote. Let me take a look and see what our games were. Yeah, sound is your best friend. Easy. It's the easiest thing to add to your game, at least for me. Which game will get the best? I'm writing the poll. Which game will get the best score on Steam? What were the games we had? Omno. That was just because some of you might forget. That's that boy with scarf game. Then there is Dude, Where's My Beer? And then the third option was Slimy. So before we do that, guys, I'm going to shill one more time. In all seriousness, though, if you want to master 2D art, and for those of you who are curious, if you're like, well, why should I listen to this guy? This is my game Never song. So all this is 2D art that I did. And then also Pinstripe. This is Pinstripe. Again, 2D art that I've done. Bro, I saw someone's chat on the screen and it was yellow. I thought that it was a mixed review and that my heart stopped. Okay, we're good. We're very positive. Thank God. We're almost at 2,000 reviews. That's cool. But yeah, I'm a 2D artist. Also, if you want to learn from the developer, that's me and also Felipe. For my third game, Twisted Tower, if you want to learn how to do 3D art, the 3D art course is below, and it's totally free if you enroll in the 2D art course. So you can get the 2D art course and the 3D art course completely free. You can get the 2D art course for 25% off, and then the 3D course completely free, but only for the next day or so. I extended it from yesterday. So check it out below. See if it's something you're interested in. You're going to learn everything that I've learned in the last, 15 years of doing game art. So yeah, check it out. Okay, let's go ahead and post this poll. You guys ready? Let's post this poll, see which game is going to do the best on Steam. Here's what I'm going to do, just to prove. I'm not going to have it on my screen. I want to start the poll, and I'm going to wait. Oh, I can see it. I was just going to say, well, I like to make a prediction. So my prediction is going to be Omno, 90%. Then 7% the Slime game, and then 3% the Where's My Beer game. That's my prediction. Was I really featured by Time? It does sound like a lie, doesn't it? Who is this moron? These YouTubers, all they ever do is lie and sell courses. No, yeah, I was featured by Time magazine. Here's the article right here. Pinstripe is a harrowing trip through hell you have to play. Yeah, my games have been featured all over the place. And then also, I think Rolling Stone did a Thomas Brush feature for some reason back when I was younger. Here we go. Glixel. So Glixel, which was owned by Rolling Stone. Oh, too bad. The article got destroyed. This was a post from Armor Games in 2017, which is my publisher. Glixel of Rolling Stone magazine talked with Thomas Brush about his indie game about the afterlife. Oh, too bad that's gone. Let's see. Rolling Stone also maybe did one about Neversong. I'm not sure. But yeah, I guess I can't say that anymore because it's gone. But yeah, you can see that it is there. Meet the one-man team behind the indie hit Pinstripe. And that's rollingstone.com/. So I'm just kind of trying to prove myself here. Okay, you guys ready to take a look at these, the final score? Let us take a look, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. So we officially have 80% going to Omno. We have 10% going to Dude, Where's My Beer? And 10% going to Slimy. What is it? Why is it that Omno did well? Overwhelmingly so. I like to do this. I like to try and figure out why a game is doing well. I think the reason Omno is doing well is 3 things. It's unique. It's unique. It just looks different. Is the gameplay unique? Heck no. That gameplay is very generic. But man, you can get away with a really strong atmosphere and a unique vibe. Number 2, art style's great. Number 3, it's emotional. For some reason, you feel like you're soaring when you play that game. And there's just a spiritual connection that you have. There's some kind of spiritual connection. So yeah, absolutely A6 Giddy World, great vibe and ambience. Yep, that's exactly it. Henry says, I think the fact that it's 3D gave it a big leg up. Yeah, I think so, probably. Man, guys, I'm nervous, though, because I'm finishing up my game Twisted Tower. 3-4 years of development, I can't even remember. And I've played that game so many times that none of it's exciting to me. The exploration, the vibes, the atmosphere, the spookiness, all of that's gone. I'm just playing what feels like a husk of a game. Has anyone felt that way, by the way, when you're making your games? You just look at it and you're like, I know everything about this world. Nothing is mysterious to me. It's just boring. That's how I feel right now. I just played Twisted Tower 80% of the game today, and I was just like, ugh. So it looks like Slimy is winning, which that makes sense. And that's not because, look, honestly, guys, none of these games were bad. Were they? None of them were bad. So to the developer of Dude, Where's My Beer, who's watching, right? Hopefully you're watching now at some point, just so you can get some feedback. It's not a bad game. It's just Omno. It's just more viable. Slimy. I wouldn't say Slimy's viable commercially, unless it just has this big break for some reason, and there's a streamer who just loves that kind of game. Omno is viable. Omno, in my opinion, is something like a $500,000 to $1 million in revenue. Let's double check and see. It's been out, so let's double check and see if I'm right. Yep. And I may have seen the review count, so me estimating that is probably a little bit disingenuous. I can't remember if I've seen the review count in the past, but judging from these reviews, we're looking at somewhere around, $500,000. If this is a $15 game, let's see. 20. Dang. So overall, we're looking at around a 91%. That's awesome, seriously. So yeah, we're looking at something like $500,000 to $1 million. Now, there's also Switch, Xbox, PlayStation. So yeah, I could be wrong, but that's my estimation of how much this game is made. Probably something like 600. So yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, check out the course below. See if it's something you're interested in. Maybe I'll do a live stream tomorrow. But I love